In this video, we're going to review how to say where in Russian. Remember that in Russian, there are two ways to say where, где and куда. What's the difference between them? Где is when you're in a location, куда is when you're going towards a location. We used to have this distinction in English. You might remember from reading Shakespeare all those words like whither and hither and thither. Well, those are the equivalents of куда. Где, location, куда, direction. So when you want to talk about being in a place, you use v or na plus prepositional case. When you want to talk about going to a place, v or na plus accusative case. How do you distinguish between v and na? V is the default and it's more common. Na you tend to use when it's an open space, like na stadion, for example, or if it's an event rather than a place, like na работе, or sometimes you just have to memorize it. But you'll always use the same one. So if you use v with prepositional, you'll also use v with accusative. When we're talking about a person, when you're at a person's place, you use u plus genitive of their name, and you usually don't even have to say their house, for example. We just assume it's their house. And if you're talking about going to a person's place, you use k plus the dative. So here are some examples. If I ask the question где, then the answer must have prepositional in it. Где вы? Я в парке. Versus куда? Куда вы идете? Я иду в парк. Куда is the question, so the answer must have accusative in it. Где вы учитесь? Where are you a student? Я учусь в университете. I'm a student at the university. Prepositional. Куда вы ходили вчера? Where did you go yesterday? Я ходил в университет. Accusative case, since you're talking about going towards it. And here are some examples with people. Где вы живете? Я живу у родителей. Where do you live? I live with my parents. I live at my parents' place. Где requires u plus genitive. Куда вы ходите каждую субботу? Where do you go each Saturday? Я хожу к родителям. Since the question is куда, the answer is к plus dative. We have certain verbs that are associated with где and certain verbs that are associated with куда. Can you put these in the list? How about ходить? Is ходить associated with где or куда? Ходить is a verb of motion, so we'll put it with куда. How about работать? Работать is usually used with the location. Where do you work? And you work in a place. So работать will go with где. How about быть? To be. It's in a place. So быть plus prepositional with где. How about идти? Идти is another verb of motion. So it will go with куда. Учиться. When we are a student somewhere, we are a student in that place. So учиться is used with где. How about поехать? It's another verb of motion. So it will go with куда. How about жить? When you live in a place. Где. Now this one's a little bit trickier. Опаздывать. To be late. What do you think? Are you late in a place or are you late towards a place? Usually it's with куда, because when you're late, you're sort of going in that direction. You're late in that direction. Опаздывать goes with куда. So here we have где вы работаете, где вы были, где вы учитесь, где вы живете, куда вы ходили, куда вы идете, куда вы поедете, куда вы опаздываете. There are also a few more slightly more complicated verbs, and where do they go? Стоять, for example. Стоять, to stand. You stand in a place. Similarly, лежать, you lie in a place. Сидеть, you sit in a place. Находиться, you are located in a place. Whereas положить, to put something, you put something towards a place. Поставить, also put. You put something towards a place. Вернуться, to return. You return towards a place. Some more examples. Где вы работаете? Я работаю в магазине. Где вы живете? Я живу в Мичигане. Где газета лежит? Она лежит на столе. Куда он пошел? Он пошел на стадион. Куда ты опаздываешь? Я опаздываю на работу. Куда ты положил книги? Я их... It should be положила. Куда ты положила книги? Я их положила на стол. So which question do we need here? Где or куда? Мы были на почте. Где? Мы были на почте. How about in this instance? Где or куда? Мы идем в библиотеку. Куда? Да? Мы идем в библиотеку. What's the question? Где or куда? Я была у друга. Где? Я была у друга. Где или куда? Я часто хожу к Лене. Куда, конечно. Я хожу к Лене. Где или куда? Мы учимся в институте. Где? Мы учимся в институте. Где или куда? Мы обедали в ресторане. This one's tricky. I didn't give you this verb, but think about it. Мы обедали в ресторане. Где? Да? We ate in a restaurant. We had lunch in a restaurant. We're doing it in a location, not going towards somewhere. Где или куда? Завтра мы пойдем в новое кафе. Куда? Да? Завтра мы пойдем в новое кафе. Why is this one ending yeah? It's because it's neuter and declinable. It's just not changing. We also have some special words and phrases that change depending on где or куда. Here, there, and at home. So here, in this place. Здесь или тут. Here, towards here. Сюда. And notice how it rhymes with куда. There, in that place. Там. Versus there, going towards there. Туда. And of course, again, it rhymes with куда. At home, in that place. Дома. Going towards home, or as Paul Simon would say, homeward bound. Домой. Home is a special place, so it has special forms. Где? In what place? Куда? Towards what place?